who took Judas's place, all 12 expected Jesus to return during their lifetime. To them, the phrase, Jesus is coming soon, meant soon and very soon. They've been singing that song for a long time. During every generation since then, there have been those who believe the same thing, that that thing is not just Jesus is coming soon. It's Jesus is coming any minute now. It's now almost 2019 years later. Is he coming right now? I don't know. But about that day or hour, no one knows, neither the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Nobody knows. All we can do is be ready when he comes. Tell your neighbor, be ready when he comes. Jesus said, heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. Jesus' words which amazed the teachers in the temple when he was still a child, and Jesus' words in the synagogue congregation when he spoke with such authority, those words continue to ring with authority these many years later. 2,000 years after his death and resurrection, people still do mighty works in obedience to Jesus' words. Day after day, the most unlikely people find their lives transformed by Jesus' words. Evil empire after evil empire has fallen, but Jesus' words still rise above the evil words spoken by evil people and evil deeds done by evil people. And in some parts of this world, Christians are persecuted, churches are destroyed, but Jesus' words continue to spread worldwide. Jesus' words don't just pass away, but continue to build momentum. If this world lasts another 2,000 years, I assure you, hearts in that day will be full of the words of Jesus. And in the final verse of our gospel text, Jesus speaks these words: be alert at all times, praying that you will have strength to escape all these things that will take place, and to stand before the Son of Man. That's in the New Revised Standard Version, which you have in your few Bibles. I want to read you two other versions. First, the King James. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that you may be accounted worthy. Sounds a little bit different. That you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. And in the Message, so whatever you do, don't go to sleep at the switch. Pray constantly that you will have the strength and wits to make it through everything that's coming, end up on your feet before the Son of Man. Jesus is calling all of us to be ready when he comes. Not if he comes, when he comes. Be ready to escape all that is going to happen. For this, you will need strength. If your heart is weighed down with dissipation and drunkenness and worries of this life, you won't be ready to deal with the stuff when it comes your way. While we wait on the Lord, stuff is going to happen. Jesus mentioned that the temple and the buildings around it will fall. And we see things happening all the time. We see these volcanoes erupting that were erupted before. They talk about global warming, and there are tornadoes and hurricanes that are bigger than they were before. I remember with Tropical Storm Sandy, tunnels that down in Manhattan were filled from top to the roof. We haven't seen that before. But those things are happening. That's what we call Mother Earth trembling. But individual people are at each other's throats. I mean, we hear people saying things that we know that they shouldn't say. Things that are not what Jesus says are upright. And there will be signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars, and on the earth, distress among the nations, and distress among the people, confused by the roaring of the sea, and the waves, and the roaring of the voices. The Reverend Jill Duffield, the editor of the Presbyterian Outlook, put it this way in her weekly column, looking into the lectionary. She said this about this morning's gospel lesson. She says, what really is the point of this genre of biblical literature? What should these texts describing the end of all things evoke in people of faith? Should we faint with fear, or raise our heads awaiting the redemption that is near? Luke's gospel, along with the others, instructs us to be awake, be alert, be on guard. Our stance, not one of fear, but attentive watchfulness, heightened awareness, prepared readiness to see and meet the Lord. She hit the nail right on the head. We have to be ready with heightened awareness when he comes. Our mindsets these days are focused on responding to a tweet or a Facebook post or negative feedback that raises our blood pressure, and I'm guilty. In this country and around the world, we have journalists wide awake at 3 o'clock in the morning, waiting for someone whom they think is important to send a tweet so that they can be the first to report the foolishness of the day. If you happen to know any of these journalists, would you suggest to them that they, while they're waiting for this person to get on the Twitter, suggest that they read the gospel according to Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John while they're waiting? Others of us are worried about the church's boiler surviving the winter, or searching for a new pastor, or rumors about a layoff at our place of employment. Worry, my friends, like I said before, accomplishes absolutely nothing. You can't worry and be ready at the same time. If we shrink God's today's gospel lesson down to a few words, from there will be signs to stand before the Son of Man, Jesus is saying, in a nutshell, I'm coming. I don't know when, so be ready. Be ready when he comes. Be ready to meet the Lord. Everybody is going to stand before the Son of Man. Will you faint with fear and stand with your head bowed in shame? Or will you stand with your head held high? When Jesus comes, will he find you feeding the hungry, visiting the sick, and comforting those in prison? When the caravan shows up at your border, Will you bring guns and language of hate? Or will you bring food and invite them to come and join us at the communion table? Let's keep that in mind as we celebrate the Lord's Supper. Sisters and brothers, be ready when he comes. Let's pray. Almighty and eternal God, we thank you. We thank you for your words, which will continue forever. We thank you for this opportunity to do what you said in remembrance of you in the sharing of the blood